What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Filip Hrgovic, Eddie Hearn, and Oleksandr Usyk. Get this. Eddie Hearn states the only way Usyk can get an IBF exemption is if Hrgovic says he can, he doesn't want to. Eddie Hearn and the Sauerland brothers have already shouldered the blame for preventing a potential undisputed heavyweight championship. In reality, the team behind Filip Hrgovic followed everyone else's lead and ultimately played the hands dealt in securing a heavyweight title shot. As previously reported by BoxingScene.com, unified WBA Super, IBF, WBO, and IBO heavyweight titleist Oleksandr Usyk was formally instructed to enter negotiations with Hrgovic, the current IBF mandatory challenger, according to a letter issued to both parties on Saturday. A copy of which was obtained by BoxingScene.com. Both sides were given 30 days or until December 12th to work out terms to avoid purse bid hearing. Hearn's Matchroom Boxing, who co-promotes Hrgovic along with a Wasserman Boxing headed by the Sauerland brothers, requested to forego the negotiation period, head straight to purse bid. The IBF ordered it. We've already said we're not willing to negotiate, Hearn reiterated in a recent interview with IFL shortly after the development. This is a request of the team. I want to have immediate purse bid. That's within the rules of the IBF. That means that you cannot get an exception. The only way Usyk can get an exception is if Hrgovic says he can, and he doesn't want to give an exception because he wants to fight for the title. Any party in an ordered title fight or eliminator is permitted to do so, per Rule 10.A of the IBF bylaws covering purse bids, which states if the camps are unable to come to an agreement as to the promotion of a title bout in the initial party, 30-day negotiation period, or if one of the camps certifies in writing during the negotiation period that he is not willing to participate in negotiations, the president of the IBF shall notify each registered promoter that a purse bid will be held. The purse bid notice shall advise registered promoters of the minimum bid requirement under this rule. The purses for each boxer includes all expenses for the boxer and their trainers. The move by Hrgovic's side now prevents Usyk and his team from entering talks from any other fight. The possibility was teased of a potential undisputed clash with Ukrainians Usyk by Manchester's Tyson Fury, who holds the lineal WBC heavyweight crown. And let me counterpunch. Obviously, Eddie Hearn and Sauerland, it is just not Eddie Hearn, but both of them together has decided to go to the purse bid. They went to the purse bid because they already know that their fighter wants to fight for the title, okay? And like I told you guys already, they're just stuck. You have two options. He fights Filip Hrgovic. Now, this could happen. This is what could happen. If he fights Filip Hrgovic and they negotiate and they agree, they would have to fight this time or fight sometime in the beginning of the year. And then the undisputed fight would have to be pushed back, okay, to maybe summer of 2023 with Tyson Fury. That's if Tyson Fury wants to wait around, which who says he wants to do that shit? We've already heard him talk about wanting to fight Joshua again. So that may happen. And if he fights Joshua, that means that undisputed fight will probably never happen because Joshua, of course, will want a rematch. And who knows, Joshua might beat Tyson Fury. We don't know. We don't know what'll happen when those guys, square up. Tyson could beat him. But needless to say, if it's a fight to that magnitude, it's going to be a rematch. So that's two fights. So basically, that's Tyson Fury's whole fucking year. Okay? And for Hrgovic, he's getting his title shot. He's getting the money. Money could be an issue if they wanted to step aside at Hrgovic. But, I don't think Eddie Hearn and Sauerland even wants to consider that or even entertain that. Why? Because they know As soon as we can get someone in front of Oleksandr Usyk, there's a possibility of this someone else beating Usyk besides Anthony Joshua, because Anthony Joshua come up short twice. Okay, so someone else, someone younger, hopefully can upset Usyk. That's the whole thing. They're trying to get that strap away from Usyk, so there won't, or really, if you get one, you're getting all except the WBC, including the Ring magazine. So, that's a very big deal. Everyone gets paid. Once again, they're in a firefight with a title shot. And then Usyk's going to be on that axis end of Eddie Hearn. And once again, Eddie Hearn will be, have a opponent that can challenge him. But ultimately, what it does, it blocks Undisputed. And you can't say it's not intentional, because the moment that Eddie Hearn, hey, let's go to purse bid. You know what I mean? Like, no one really does that. They said, yeah, we could do that because we have the right to. But why would you, if you already know that if it was your fighter, you would want someone else doing that shit to you, coming in, hey, I have an Undisputed. The first thing you would say is, all right, well, how about some step-aside money? You know what I mean? We would try to rectify this. But now he's saying, well, there's no exemption if their purse bid is already implemented, so there's no other negotiations that can be done by Team Usyk. So he has to fight him or give up the belt. Now, if he gives up the belt, he'll still have the IBO, the WBA, and the WBO. Okay? He just won't have the IBF. And if he does fight Tyson Fury for those belts, he will get the WBC, and in essence, he'll have every belt. He just won't have it at the same damn time. So then he could go back and renegotiate with whoever at that point. But then, at least we will have some type of unification, and it will be. Then on top of that, he has the Ring magazine. So, you have the lineal champ, the WBC champ, Tyson Fury, taking on the WBA, the WBO, the IBO, and the Ring magazine champ. So those two options. If they don't want to fuck around with Hrgovic, let Hrgovic fight for it or whatever, whoever is the number 2 of the IBF, which I don't know at that time, and then let that be. But knowing Usyk will do what he's supposed to do, because he knows the stipulations of being exactly what he is, a unified champion, which he was already an undisputed champion at cruiserweight. But it does dampen the whole idea of wanting to have every belt. The politics of having all these damn belts. So you guys tell me what you think of Hearn stating what the only exception would be, and it's not an exception at all, by Filip Hrgovic. Of course, please subscribe, and you guys been Counterpunch. Peace!